Hi guys, Agrippa here with another CK2 tutorial, and I know you guys have been really receptive with my other tutorials. I sincerely appreciate that, and I'd really like you guys to pay attention to this one. It's one I've wanted to do for quite a while now, and it focuses primarily on Viking raiding. Now, if you're not Norse, this doesn't apply to you. Although I definitely recommend if you're a new player to the game, I recommend you go Norse. Now, there's a few negative aspects to being a Norse, and one of the negative aspects is your Crown Authority laws can never, ever, ever go beyond minimum crown authority. In fact, they're not even minimum crown authority. They work like ducal laws. So even though I'm King Rurik of Holmgardir, I'm really just a duke. But I'm going to quickly show you guys how the raiding works. Now, first thing you want is an army that you can move. Obviously, we have this army of about 1,394. You don't need a lot of guys. I think the max for one county raids is about 1,500 guys. I may be wrong on that. We could raise the rest of our army levies, but right now we don't have many to begin with. But we're going to do that anyway, just so I can show you guys what you're really looking to do. We'll put these guys here. Now, the key to raiding is as follows. Quite simply, any neighboring towns, I believe it's primarily Christian towns, although you can raid, pagan settlements as well. But I try to go for the Christian towns. Any towns that are bordering either the river or the ocean can be raided, okay? And the way it works is like this. Now, I'm going to select this army of 1406. I know a lot of people say that my cursor doesn't show up on the game, so I beg you to pay attention here. Now, first thing you do is you see two armies, and next to that, to the right, you see 1406. Now, two buttons to the right of that, you want to merge the selected units. Make sure that army is totally stacked together. Now, this is going to look a bit odd. You're going to see the army of King Rurik. This now becomes an army, but I'll reselect it for you guys to make it simpler. So just reselect that army, okay? And what you're going to get is this screen here. And if you go all the way to the right, where it says Army of King Rurik, go all the way to the right where it says 1406. Now go down a little bit, just about a tiny millimeter, and go to your left, and you should see a blue, a sort of white, it looks like a stick with like a blue axe attached to it, right next to the skull, to the left of the skull, and that says Toggle Looter. And what that says is setting this unit to a looter will allow it to loot the provinces and holdings of other religions. This will cause a temporary state of hostility with them, however, allowing them to attack any of your troops. So we're going to click that, and at this point, this is a raiding army, and as you can see, the morale of the troops dropped halfway. So just like a mercenary army in any regular battle, when you select an army to become a raiding army, their morale is going to drop a little bit. They need to get prepared for the raid. So let's go ahead and just see what happens. We're going to do a real quick raid here for you guys. And what you want to do is you want to farm raid. So what that means is that you want to get more than a few of these naval levies, separate them into 40 or 30 ships, and you want to make these little armies of about 1,500 and take them anywhere where there are some Christians. And in this case, I think that East Francia is a great place to go, although we're going to get a lot of flack because the East Francians have pretty good defense. You generally want to go for places that are pretty undefended. But I'm going to try to be a little brave this time. So we're going to go ahead and take our army here, and we're going to attack this province. Now, as you can see, you simply left-click on the army, you right-click on the province. He's going to go there and start attacking it. And already we have some enemy troops that are coming to defend. But really quickly, we're taking that province. As you can see, it looks like a siege. But the difference is above the actual castle siege button, there are axes, red axes, that signify that we're currently attacking this province. And as you can see, we were attacked. Oh no, didn't work out too well for us. That's alright, we're going to try again. We have all these troops here. We're doing absolutely nothing. We're going to merge these guys together. We'll also get the rest of the troops up here. If there are any more troops. Yeah, there are plenty. And we'll merge these guys. We'll send these guys over here. In fact, I'm just going to send this army of 1,000 here. And I'm going to make it a lot easier for us. See, what happens is when you attack provinces that are that large, you may have some problems. And as you just saw there, I had quite a number of problems. So we're going to go ahead and merge this army together. We're going to do the same thing we did before. We'll actually select this army of 1,000. We'll toggle looter. I'm going to send this army here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to sort of farm loot. So we'll take this army too, and we're going to toggle looter with them as well. And as you guys don't forget, these are two separate armies, okay? So we're going to go ahead and do that. Make sure that they get on the ship. And now let's go for a province that's a little easier. Now, I believe the Curonians are not Norse. I may be wrong on that. In any case, I hope they aren't. And I don't believe the Livonians are either. So we're going to send this army of 1,000 here to the Livonian capital. And actually, what I was trying to do... Oh, well, never mind. That's okay. We'll send this army of 18,000 here. I was trying to split these forces, and I could split them, but I feel pretty comfortable with these guys staying put, judging by the fact that we got our asses kicked last time. And I want to show you guys really quickly how the raiding mechanic works. So it's a lot like a siege. It's actually a lot more like an assault than a siege, because the raiding goes pretty quickly. They actually managed to raid very quickly. As you can see, we've already won the first part, but I want to totally win the raid. And you want to keep attacking until the raid is over, and you'll get an interesting message like this. The pillaging and looting undertaken in your name has earned you a reputation of a fearsome Viking raider. All along the coast of Europe, mothers tucking their children in for night warn that unless they behave, the terrible Rurik, scourge of the seas, will come ashore with his undead warriors and eat them. And so I get the Viking trait, which adds some prestige, and martial. You get all these cool things. Sometimes you find a chest, which you can, find some sort of interesting relic in the chest. So there we go, guys. We finished that raid, and I want to show you guys how you complete the end of an actual raid. We're going to go ahead and go back, a normal Viking raid, and we're going to take this ship, and what you do, I hope I don't get destroyed on the way. I would hate myself. We're going to go back to the Gulf of Finland. It doesn't matter what Gulf you are as long as it's bordering your land. And the moment I select this unit and send this unit that was on the ship that just raided right back to our land, I want you guys to see what happens. Boom. Okay, well, that's not what happened. Hold on. Boom. Now, as you saw, the money jumped a bit. If you guys looked up here, we actually increased our wealth. Now, we should have gotten a message. It was a bit odd. Saying that we just completed a raid. Sometimes I guess that message doesn't come. Just for the hell of it, I'll try and toggle looter once again, and this time we'll go for these guys right to the north of us, because as a Viking, you can really just have fun. We're going to go for these guys here. I believe that they're Slavs. I may be mistaken on that. And as you can see, since this particular province has a few more enemies that the other province did, we're going to have a little more trouble raiding it, but no matter. Son was born to me, doesn't matter. We're doing a tutorial, who cares? Although that would be pretty awesome if I was actually playing the game. So as you can see, this is taking a little bit longer. But I just want to show you guys how the province works. So keep an eye on the money meter here, 971, 969, etc. And as you can see, as a Viking, you make quite a lot of money on these raids. You really can just, that's why I suggest this to noobs. You will have a great time playing Viking, because you'll have so much money before you can even think about what you're doing. So we went ahead, and I want you to look at the money, guys. So 964, we're going to send this army right back onto the ship. Boom, and we're going to send this army right back into our lands of Ingria. And boom, look at that, guys, 1158, and it says here, a fleet bearing some loot has returned from raiding. King Rurik of Homegardier gains 195.92 gold and 195.92 prestige. So an unbelievable amount of gold, an unbelievable amount of prestige. Definitely a great faction to play, the Vikings overall. Even if you have just one or two counties, you can really rise up from there and become an extremely powerful lord. And eventually, if you get sick of playing Vikings, you can always convert to Christianity or anything else. So definitely give it a chance, give it a shot. And if you guys like this tutorial, please rate, comment, subscribe below. It's the only way I make my bread and butter. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and take care.